Good morning, student. Today we start our next topic of theme 10, the gold rush and the growth of industries. Now you see the gold rush and the growth of industries. There was always the hope that there was a gold in the North America. In 1840s, traces of gold were found in the USA, in California. This led to the gold rush, when the thousands of the eager Europeans hurried to America in hope that of making a quick fortune or future. This led to the building of the railway lines and across the continent. And for this, the thousands of the Chinese workers were recruited. The USA railway was completed by 1870, that the Canada by the 1885. The old nation creep on at snail's pace, said Andrew Carnegie, a poor immigrant from Scotland who became one of the first millionaire industrialists in the USA. One reason why the Industrial Revolution happened in England when it did was because the small peasants were losing their land to the big farmers and moving in jobs in factories. In North America, industries developed for the different reasons and to manufacture railway equipment so the rapid transport could link distant places and to produce machinery which would make large scale farming easier. Now, in order to make large scale farming or machinery produce, and then the industrial development led to the growth of towns and the factories in the USA. By 1890, the bison had almost been exterminated, thus ended the life of the hunting and the natives had followed for centuries. In 1892, the USA continental expansion was complete. The area between the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean was divided into two states. There no longer remained the frontier that had pulled European settlers west for many decades. Within a few years, the USA was setting up its own colonies in Hawaii and Philippines. It had become an imperial power of that time. Karl Marx, the great German philosopher, described the American frontier the last positive capitalist utopia. The limitless nature and space to which the limitless thirst for profit adapts itself. The Europeans on that time, those who lived in the America, okay, they want only the profit or nothing else from the America. Now, the constitutional rights in North America. The Constitution of America included the individual's right to property and right to vote. These two rights were given to the Americans, but these democratic rights were only for the white men, not for the native people. Now, the next topic is the winds of change. The problem of it in not we are talking about the 1920s. Okay, in 1920 the things began to improve for the native people of the USA and Canada. The problem of the Indian administration is a report of survey guided by Louis Merriam, published in 1928. This report described the poor health and education facilities for natives in the reservation. The Great Economic Depression began shortly after this report affected all people of America. And it was in this atmosphere that the Indian Reorganization Act was passed in 1934. The act gave the natives in the reservation the right to buy land and to take loans. So this act gave some benefits to the native people. In the 1950s and 1960s, in these 10 years, the US and Canadian government ended all special provision for the natives by the Declaration of Indian Rights of 1954. A number of native people accepted citizenship of the USA, but no certain conditions. They did not want to take away their reservations. The Constitution Act in 1982 accepted the aboriginal and the treaty rights of the natives. Here you see in this map, United States of America, 1781, Britain recognizes USA as an independent country. 1783, British gave Midwest to the USA. Now we are talking about the Canada. In 1701, the French treaty with natives of the Quebec. In 1763, this Quebec conquered by the Britishers. In 1774, that was the Quebec Act. 1791, Canada Constitutional Act was passed, and the native peoples of both the countries, though reduced so much in numbers from what they had been in the 18th century, have been able to assert their rights to their own cultures, and particularly in Canada, to their sacred lands, in the way their ancestors could not have done in the 1880s. Okay, student, our this topic is completed. On the last topic, Australia is left of this chapter, which we will complete in our next video. Thank you.